Welcome to Fair Game. I'm Kristine Leahy, and my guest today has worked with some of the biggest GOATs ever. I'm talking about the greatest of all time, from Tom Brady to LeBron James to Kobe Bryant and even Michael Jackson. He's given access most people can only dream of. He's the director behind Tom vs. Time and LeBron's new series, Shut Up and Dribble. Gotham Chopra is here. So you're working with LeBron James on a new documentary, and it came out of one of the grossest things I've ever heard. It was Laura Ingraham saying that LeBron needed to basically be quiet and shut up and dribble.
Sure.
I thought it was gross. Why did you guys feel it was so important to work on this right now?
Well, you know, this project started 2 years ago, way before the Trump era, frankly, you know, and so
she just gave you the title.
She gave us, you know, and it started equal parts. It wasn't just going to be political and social. It was going to be cultural, and it was going to be all these other things that LeBron and so many people, you know, players from his generation are involved in: fashion, music, all of that sort of stuff. But as everything in our sort of culture becomes so politicized, it became the thing you couldn't ignore. And she literally came at him. And the great thing about LeBron is he didn't back down. You know, he said, okay, I mean, just like he is on the court, bring it. And so that sort of shape. They call these things non-scripted for a reason, and it adapted, it evolved. What, you know, will come out is pretty bold, in my opinion, and I'm proud to be working on it, and proud of, you know, where LeBron has really steered it.
Well, so LeBron really on the court, I think sometimes he's a GM.
Yeah.
And just as much as he is a player.
Yeah.
When he's working on documentaries with you, how involved is he in the day-to-day stuff?
But LeBron, like on the court as a player, he's a facilitator. As much as he's a facilitator.
Sure.
And so he's got great guys around him in his core group, Maverick Carter and Rich Paul and all these guys. And then by extension, now he kind of has us. And I like to think is he trusts us. So, I mean, he's involved, but not in that day-to-day, like checking in, sitting in the edit room, you know, worrying about which track we're licensing or anything like that.
Okay.
I mean, his imprint is there for sure, but he also trusts those core group of people that he has around him.
You've worked with Kobe too. Was he more involved? What was the difference between him and LeBron?
Yeah. Kobe, again, not unlike the guy he is on the court or was on the court, like very, like, put the ball in my hands. I'm going to take that game-winning shot, be there to support
You're going
me.
to take the game-winning shot.
No, Kobe's going to take
it. Okay.
Yeah, and so we're there to facilitate, you know, but he is very much, and, you know, credit to him, like, I mean, he was in the edit room at 2, 3 in the morning with us, like, you know, and I'm sure that has its benefits. It also can be hard, but, you know, Kobe's combative. You know him, and that sense of conflict drives him. And so it's almost like when you create a team, you have to be in conflict to get the best out of him. Yeah, I guess maybe you asked me if I ever raised my voice. I probably did to Kobe Bryant, and he raised it back, you know.
You guys yelled at each other?
Oh, yeah.
About what?
Just like creative differences, you know, just different things that I felt like needed to be in, you know, that documentary, and he felt strongly. I mean, it's a story about his life, you know, so he felt equally strongly. You
and I are both really big fans of Tom Brady. What we saw in Tom vs. Time is not what I expected. But I will admit, he's not the most exciting guy. What was it about him that made you decide to do this? Look,
outwardly, yes, like Tom, you know, I mean, it's part of what makes him successful. He's very even-keeled. He doesn't, you know, he gets fiery on the field occasionally, but not like, he's not like Kobe again. He doesn't wear it on his sleeve that same way. So, but like, you know, Tom is like super thoughtful, and Tom also has a lot of stuff going on outside of football. And so the more I got to know him, like almost like off the football field, I'm a Patriots fan, so that part I had covered, but like, you know, off the field and all of the different things that he's managing, that is interesting. Like, how do you continue to perform at this level when everyone says you can't just because of age? That's one thing. But then when you're also managing all of these other things, you know, like that, and his willingness, again, to go there and to just like let me into his life and his family, because that became something, you know, over. Gisele, I mean, and talk about like in his own house, he's got another GOAT, like, you know?
Yeah.
And she's as successful, if not more, as ambitious as he is. So like just them managing that, and then, you know, 3 kids and all sorts of stuff. It's just wild. Another crazy star that I did not know that you were friends with was Michael Jackson. Yeah. And he used to call you when you were in college and you worked on lyrics together. How did that happen? You know, again, going back to my family background, so I've grown up, you know, with my father, Deepak Chopra, and he probably when I was super young, he met Elizabeth Taylor, and she became a big admirer of his, and so to learn meditation, all of that. And she was the one who sort of turned him on to Michael Jackson. And I was a kid, and I had grown up on like Thriller and Off the Wall and Bad, and like Michael was like everything. I remember cutting up a red leather jacket to look like him and like what he wore on the Thriller cover. So it was during a summer, and my dad was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like going to Neverland Ranch to teach Michael Jackson meditation. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Yes. And so I went and just met Michael, and like, just became friends with him, because Michael always had a sense of playfulness, and he was, I mean, it's been well chronicled, like he's sort of stunted in his adolescence. And so like I was a kid, and we even though he was much older than me, like we kind of like bonded that way, and then just became friends. I traveled with him on the Dangerous tour way back. It was pretty wild.
And on his wedding night, Michael Jackson called you looking for marital advice.
Yeah,
what did you say to him?
I was still in college. I was at Columbia University, and I don't remember what I said to him, other than Michael had an obsession with Elvis Presley, and as an artist, and I think that, so Lisa Marie had been around him, and Michael was obsessed with Graceland. Neverland was like a sort of strange version of Graceland, and so he just, I was like, yeah, but you can't. She's a real person. Like, you need to get to know her, and you just have to be honest. Like, again, what do I know? I know now. I've been married for a long time.
Were you married at the time?
No, I was in college. I was.
And he thought you would be the right person to go to.
Michael didn't have a lot of people in his life that he trusted or talked to, or, so I just, back then I went to Columbia University in New York, and he used to live at the top of the Four Seasons. And so like I used to go downtown and just hang out with him, and work a little bit with him. I mean, this was like, I used to bring thesauruses and rhyming dictionaries and all sorts of stuff to help on those lyrics, so.
That's how you write a song, with a thesaurus?
Yeah, you gotta like find words that rhyme.
Which song did you help him on?
I worked on Heal the World, Will You Be There?
Do you have credits on these?
We were friends, like back then. I didn't have an agent.
You need a credit.
Do
you regret this?
Huh?
I think you should have probably at the time had an agent. You could have been on Michael Jackson's credit list.
It's been an interesting journey, and for all of those experiences got me here.
I'd be mad.
So.
This might make you mad.
No.
That won't rock you?
No, look, some of my most amazing memories, and I've had a lot, but are with Michael, and the things I got to see and places I got to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a positive spin on it.
Yes.